I want to talk about all the development, all the new land releases which are happening all across the country, especially on the outskirts or fringes of the major cities. Now, they could be really rewarding as an investment options, and they could also be really bad investments as well. There are few things which I look at when I am talking to my clients and they are looking at buying investments, especially land on the outskirts, with a view that they will have a level of growth. Now, there are a few things, like I said, which I look at, and I've divided them into two parts. First are the part which is more about the area or region as such, and the second part is more about the development itself. So let's talk about first about the area per se. The first thing which I look at when I am considering an area where I would invest myself or for my clients is looking at the regional development plan. Now, not every area will have a regional development plan. Some of the councils may or may not have it. Some of the local governments may or may not have it. But at least if you research on that, you will get an idea of what their plans is. And if they have one, that's already a good start. Second part I would like to find out is what is the population projection of that area. If there is a population projections, that means they are already thinking far ahead, and they normally would make plans accordingly. Third, and I guess one of the very important ones, is demographics. Demographics, when I say demographics, I mean what is the age group of people who are living in that area. What kind of family units are there? Are the families over there with the younger kids or older kids, or there are retirees in that area? They play a very important part in deciding how good that area could be for investments, because it relates to quite a few other points which I will talk about later. Fourth point I want to talk about is how far is that development in terms of distance from the main city or the metro part of the city. Now, if that area is 15-20 kilometers, depending on what your timeline is, it may matter when the growth will actually happen. Normally, I would prefer for the area not to be more than 15 or 20 kilometers away from a metro city, and if it's a regional city, it shouldn't be more than 10 to 15 kilometers away. Only because the further it is, the longer it's going to take for it to be part of the metropolitan area of that city, perhaps. The fifth part, which is fairly important, is the infrastructure dollars which are committed for that area to grow. It's extremely important in what areas that infrastructure dollar is getting spent on. Now, I talked about demographics earlier. So if you got a huge retiree population in that area and there is no money put aside for medical facilities or hospital, then there's going to be a challenge in that area. If there is a lot of young kids in that area and there is no money committed to schools or daycares and things like that, then again we've got a situation where it might not be desirable for anybody to go and live in that area. So these are some of the main points which I look at. I will talk about the other points which are related specifically to the developments in the next video. Hope you're enjoying this. Thank you.